wanted to just go over a couple of the leash and collar items that I use a lot, and one of the ones that you actually see in the video when I'm working the puppies on their leash walking skills. And that item is the slip leash. So if you're not sure what a slip leash is, it is just one continuous piece of material. It's a one item tool, and it basically looks like a leash without a clip, but it has this O-ring on the end, and all you do is push the end of the leash through the O-ring, and that's what creates your collar. What I like about these is it's a super quick and handy way to quickly leash a dog, and also gives you really decent control of the dog. So, you know, if I need to quickly get a hold of a dog, I'm not sitting there, you know, fussing with the clip on a leash, trying to find the D-ring on the collar and the dog's hair. I don't have to fumble with all of that. I simply just walk up to the dog, slip this over their neck, and you're good to go. So what's nice about this is when it's on, it's loose around the dog's neck, and it stays loose until either you or the dog applies pressure, and then it will tighten around the neck. And no matter kind of how hard they pull or if they try and back out, they generally cannot escape this leash. I have hardly ever seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a dog escape one of these. The only time they might escape it is if you do have to kind of pay attention when you're walking the dog on this. Like you might see in the video, it gets fairly loose, maybe drapes down a little bit on the dog's chest. So you do kind of have to regulate a little bit, you know, how much is hanging there around the neck. But generally, these are excellent options. I have these everywhere if I need to move a dog quickly from one place to the other. I always carry these if I'm traveling. You know, if I just quickly need to grab a dog, this is what I go to. So slip leashes. If you wanted something similar that is a collar, this is called a limited slip collar or a martingale collar, and it works in the same fashion. So it has a piece on it that will tighten around the dog if there is pressure applied as well. So this adjusts just like any other collar. I'm going to make it as small as I can, and it just needs to be big enough that you can snugly fit it over the dog's head, because if you have it fitted too loose, this limited slip part, the martingale part, won't do its job like your slip leash will. If it is too loose, it will not fully tighten around the dog's neck, and they could back out. So you really need to make sure when you put it on the dog, test it before you go out on a walk to know you have it adjusted correctly. But when they are fitted correctly, these are really great too. So again, and I'll attach a leash to it. When it's on the dog's collar or on the dog's neck, it's loose and there's no pressure applied. But when you pick up pressure, you can see that hole does get smaller. I can't adjust this one tight enough around my wrist, but I think you get the idea. So this works in the same manner and will prevent the dog from escaping you if they pull on the leash. So I use these all the time. Let's see, this brand in particular is called White Pine. I've really started using a lot of these this last year. I discovered them, and I think their products are fantastic. I have a lot of their collars and leashes. The nylon is a super soft nylon, which is really nice. It does not tear the hair around the neck of the dog like some of the other kind of rougher nylon collars. That's like the majority I feel like you see in the pet stores and stuff. So I really like these. I do think, I don't know if they sell them at any pet store. I've always ordered mine directly through White Pine, so you can check those out. The puppies right now are fitting into a size small, and I think that should work for them for a while because they're fairly adjustable. And my adults, once they're an adult, they generally will fit into a size medium. So those are the limited slip collars. Oh, I never recommend, though, that you leave these on 24/7. Actually, any collar. I don't leave any collars on my dogs, just because there is a risk that they could get caught on something and you don't want your dog strangling themselves. So if you feel like you absolutely must leave something on your dog, I would recommend just a plain flat buckle collar, really well fitted, just fitted enough you can only get like a finger or two between the dog's neck and the collar. That way there's less of a chance of it catching on anything. And also, again, even a well-fitted buckle collar, I mean, you'd have to have these pretty tight. I feel like if the dog got really scared or nervous or really started pulling, I see dogs escape these collars all the time. It's very easy for them to just back out and escape. Where if you're using a limited slip or a slip leash, I mean, as long as it's fitted correctly, I don't see the dog escaping you. And that's my biggest thing, is I never want my dog escaping me. So we don't want them running away. That's very scary. So this is what I use. You see me using the slip leash in the video. Limited slip collars. White Pine is what I like. But they make all kinds of slip collars, all kinds of slip leashes. So you can find one that you probably like. Fit is the most important. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea and a look of kind of what I use and what I'm using in some of the videos. And let me know if you have any questions.